So I have been wearing my glasses for 4 hours straight now. It's spring here in Australia because we're in the southern hemisphere. It's pretty hot, quite humid. We don't have air conditioning in this room. And my foundation looks really good. I mean, besides like the little red marks on my face, I mean, you can't help gravity, right? I mean, besides that, it looks really good. I mean, these formulations are literally like a dream, especially if you wear glasses just like I do. Hey everyone, it's Ruby here and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having the most amazing day or night wherever you are in the world. Now for today's video, I wanted to plonk my butt down and actually talk to you guys about some of my favorite foundations and formulations that just work for those who wear glasses on a daily basis for like 9+ hours at a time, because that is my life, because I have really annoying, dry, sensitive eyes. They're not even daily use contact lenses, you know, like the daily disposable contact lenses. Yeah, they don't work for me. So I'm left with these, which aren't half bad because I like to play around with my glasses. I think they're a really nice addition to like your makeup look and your outfit and stuff like that. So you can really play around with your look. But let me tell you, it was a process trying to find a foundation that, number one, covered my post-acne marks and active breakouts. Number two, was forgiving on like textured skin, because I obviously had acne and my skin is like really textured there. And number three, would withstand glasses rubbing against my face for like 10 hours at a time. So yeah, it was hard. It was a process. I don't want you to go through that. So that's why I am here. I have different foundations in my lineup for different skin types. I've done my research, I spoke to my friends, and I wanted to make a video that accommodated every skin type and everyone's budget. So you're gonna have some ridiculously high-end foundations that are wonderful, and you're also gonna have affordable foundations that are wonderful. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm so excited for this one because I know it's gonna help a lot of people. So yeah, let's go. The first foundation in this lineup, I believe, is universally fitting for all skin types. I feel like if you've got super dry skin, you really need to prep your skin very well for this foundation. Otherwise, it could potentially not work for you. But since I do have somewhat of a drier skin type, I can definitely get away with using this foundation. And this foundation is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade 2N Desert Beige. You get 30 mils of foundation in this bottle. I love the fact that it does come in a glass packaging. I am yet to pick up a pump, so I just, pour out a lot of foundation on the back of my hand, more than I actually need. So a lot does go to waste. If you do get this foundation, make sure you buy the pump. I don't remember how much it is, but it's so worth it. Now I've prepped my skin off camera using the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas Primer. Now one thing that I love to do with all of my foundations, especially when I'm wearing glasses, is to pop the foundation on the back of my hand to warm up the product. I find that this method helps give the formula and the foundation some stretch across the surface of your skin. So essentially, you'll be covering a larger surface area with minimal product. It's great for when you're wearing glasses on the tops of your cheeks and on your nose bridge, and it's also great for saving product. Now, depending on what kind of coverage you like, you can definitely build this up from a medium coverage foundation to a fuller coverage foundation. This is definitely like a long wearing foundation. It has a worry-free formulation, so touch-ups are at a minimum. In my opinion, the best tool to blend this foundation out with is a sponge. You don't necessarily need the expensive original beauty blender. I find that the Morphe sponges are just brilliant. Now, when I like to blend out my foundations, I use one side of the sponge to blend out my whole entire face, and then I flip my sponge over and use the clean side to pick up excess product. Now, you don't have to do this all over your face. It is imperative, however, for you to remove excess product on the areas where your glasses will typically sit. Probably sick of me talking about this brand and this product and like variations of this product, but this is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream Oil-Free Matte with a SPF of 40 UVA, UVB protection. Like I said, you might be sick and tired of seeing this, hearing me say its name, using it, but honestly, it is that good. I featured it in my recent makeup for glasses wearers video, which I will link up above in an iCard and also down below in the description box. It just is such a beautiful hybrid of like skincare and pigment. It looks like skin. It covers like a multitude of skin problems like breakouts, post-acne marks, scarring. It's just like a really, really good, reliable product, and I cannot say enough good things about it. And if you were to try this, you will honestly fall in love with it. If you have fine lines and enlarged pores, this formula is so forgiving on textured skin. This has been formulated and designed for those who have an oilier skin type, but it still works beautifully on my dry, textured skin. Okay, don't hate me because this is a higher priced foundation, but I have here the Giorgio Armani New Power Fabric Foundation. As you can see by the streaking on the inside of the bottle, this is almost empty. I have thoroughly enjoyed using this when I'm wearing glasses, when I'm not wearing glasses. It's just, I mean, it's Giorgio Armani. They always make like brilliant foundation formulations. This one just is a little better at withstanding, you know, having glasses on your face over the luminous silk. Like this is definitely more longer lasting than the luminous silk. You also get a little more coverage compared to the luminous silk. So if you are after a Giorgio Armani with a little bit more coverage, I would totally go the Power Fabric. The formula is beautiful. Again, very forgiving on textured skin. If you do have problematic skin just like I do, you can get a decent amount of coverage with this foundation. This foundation is also super long wearing and worry-free. So minimal touch-ups, minimal, you know, playing around with it throughout the day, getting it to behave the way you want it to. And glasses just sit so beautifully over top of this foundation. Using the same exact blending method, I'm using one side of the sponge to blend in my foundation and the other side to remove excess product. Okay, definitely don't kill me. This has just been like a recent discovery. I like to mix my foundations. And I was the kid who was obsessed with the show Charmed. I always had to be Phoebe. I would take forever in the shower because I'd mix all the shampoos and conditioners together and my parents would freak out because like the conditioner would be mixed with the shampoo. Anyways, I like to mix things. And that's probably why I started off, you know, university studying medical science. Anyways, I mixed two pretty pricey foundations, don't kill me. The first one is the Kogan Do Aqua in the shade 213, which is a beautiful lightweight formula that literally mimics skin. And if you are on the yellow side like I am, this is like the perfect shade of yellow if you need it to adjust some of your other foundations. This is like a really good color adjusting foundation. I then use the La Mer, do not kill me. This is the Soft Fluid Longwear Foundation in the shade 11 Shell, which is really dark for me, which is why I adjust it using the Kogan Do Aqua Foundation. But these two together are super lightweight. They look like skin. And every time I mix these two together and wear it all over my skin, like there is literally no indentation marks from my glasses. Like the makeup isn't disturbed. Like the formulations of, like, let me just say, some brands who have like really expensive foundations, some brands, in my opinion, are not worth that price tag. This one, like if you've got gift cards for Christmas and you're wanting to splurge on like a very luxurious product, like I would highly recommend potentially getting this because I am so impressed. Now this is a perfect example of mixing two foundations on the back of your hand to warm up the formulation to give the product more stretch across the surface of your skin. I am well aware of the price of each of these foundations because I purchased them. That's how much I like them. Would the average girl mix two high-priced foundations? Probably not. A makeup enthusiast, a makeup artist, may entertain this and may potentially use this formula combination. Super lightweight, really nice amount of coverage, and it adheres to the skin for a really, really long time without clinging to your dry spots. It honestly wears beautifully for hours. I was telling John, not that he was interested, but I was like, you know, when we do get married, like I'm gonna have a hard time choosing between like which ones I will wear on my wedding day because they are just so good. Yeah. Now this foundation is great if you have super oily skin. It is the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. I heard my friend Stephanie Lang talk about this foundation over on her channel, and she has very oily skin and she was raving about it. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to include it in this video because it has really good positive reviews from those who have extremely oily skin and for those who wear glasses and have extremely oily skin. I have another affordable foundation in the lineup. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. My friend Chloe actually promoted this foundation and she was in the ad for it, which was absolutely amazing. We went and saw it in the cinema. She looked absolutely beautiful. And I know that Chloe never puts her name and never works with brands or products that she doesn't genuinely love. And when I tried this foundation, I was like, oh my goodness, the formulation is just so beautiful. It does say that it is a matte made foundation. Like it keeps your skin from turning into an oil slick. But at the same time, it's not that kind of a flat matte finish. Like you get a really nice dew. So it is perfect for those who have an oily skin type. But if you are on the drier side like me, I just make sure I wear like a little more moisturizer, a little more serum, and just prep my skin really well, and then I can really get away with wearing. Like this foundation just sticks and adheres onto your skin, and it just wears so well, even with like, you know, your spectacles and glasses just moving around over your face, your cheeks, your nose bridge. So yeah, just note that this foundation dries down very quickly. So on my skin, someone who has a drier skin type, I have, I would say 30 seconds of applying the foundation and then quickly blending it out because it literally adheres to your skin and it doesn't move. So my advice is to apply your foundation in sections. The way that I like to work is that I like to apply my product starting on the side where I have the most imperfections. So I have a lot of foundation, a lot of product to play with on the back of my hand, and that's the first place that it's going on to, you know, my pimples, post-acne marks and scarring and stuff like that. I mean, you can use a brush if you want to. I just find that using a moist sponge, I find that using like a dampened sponge extends the playtime of this foundation. So you have a little bit more time to blend it out and just give your skin like a really nice, flawless finish. This is definitely one that I highly recommend, and it's super affordable. I feel like CoverGirl has really grown up and I'm really loving a lot of their products now. You can say whatever you want, but I honestly believe that, you know, the Maybelline Fit Me foundations are just amazing. I really like the matte and poreless one. This works beautifully on me in the summer heat with the humidity here in Australia. I just think it's a wonderful formulation at a great price point. And they also do 40 shades. I think it's 40 shades. They do a really good shade range, so you're definitely going to find like your match. You're going to have a really good affordable formulation that, you know, your glasses aren't going to slip and slide around on top of. Again, I am using that same application method where I transfer foundation from the back of my hand onto my skin using my fingers. And I do like to apply the majority of my foundation on my cheeks because that's where I have my breakouts, my post-acne marks and scarring and pitting from my acne. One thing that I should have noted earlier is that I do not dot foundation on like my nose bridge area. I actually rely on whatever product my sponge has soaked up to then distribute and blend the foundation over my nose area. This means that my glasses are not going to settle into a lot of product on my face, and you're strategically like using product only where you need it. Next, I have here the Dior Air Flash Spray On Foundation. This, I acknowledge, is very pricey and it can be out of a lot of people's budget. However, if you are looking for a foundation that photographs beautifully and you have to wear your glasses if you're going to a wedding or a school formal or something, This is very, very reliable. It is super lightweight, very forgiving on textured skin, and it just, like, if you pop your glasses over it, because it's so lightweight, like your glasses and your frames don't actually dig that much into your base makeup. Such a lovely formulation, and the way that I like to apply it is, again, I like to spray 2 different shades on the back of my hand just so I can have my exact match. And the formula, you know, it gets quite bubbly on the back of your hand because of it's aerated, so I like to let all of the air kind of just bubble out, and then I transfer the foundation from the back of my hand using a paddle brush. For some reason, my fingers are just not quite right for this formulation, but a paddle brush really gives the formula more stretch. My fingers don't for this particular formula. I don't know why, but I just want to reiterate that a paddle brush is the best way to kind of spread this foundation all over your skin and then blend it out using a sponge. It is such a shame that they don't make more shades because this formula is brilliant. And that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. I can't click properly with, like, that's a lot louder. That's not very loud. I hope you enjoyed today's video and that you found it very helpful. I want you guys to do something for me. I want you to leave me a comment down below letting me know what your skin type is, number 1, and number 2, what foundation works for you if you are a glasses wearer. Because I want to have a discussion down below if I've missed a product, if I missed a formulation. I just want to make sure that people have options, and your opinions and your feedback, you know, matters to me a lot. So I would love to hear from you. I would love to know what works for you. I think it will be really helpful for girls that might have tried these foundations and might not necessarily have worked for them. So it will be really great if you could, like, recommend your cult favorite if you do wear glasses and you found, you know, success with your foundation. So that would be amazing. I love you. I love you. If you do that, if you could do that, could you please do that? Thank you. And I'll see you guys in a brand new video next week. Bye. John always says that I am relentless and that I like to heckle people, and this is like a perfect example of what, you know, what he always says. Anyways, oh my goodness, I need to stop. I need to go now. We're going. Me and all of my personalities, we're going. Okay?